Good evening and welcome to the April 13th meeting of the Livermore City Council. I call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Barrientos,
Here.
Councilmember Branning,
Here.
Councilmember Dunbar,
Here.
Vice Mayor Wong, here, Mayor Mershon.
Here. If you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we just came out of the closed session. Asked the city attorney, was there any reportable action taken during the closed session?
Yes, Kim Seeley, City Attorney. There was no reportable action on either item.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Moving on to proclamations and presentations. We have National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 19th to the 25th. And whereas more than 26 million people across the nation become victims of crime each year, and these crimes also affect family members, friends, neighbors, and coworkers. And the Alameda County District Attorney, DA's Victim Witness Division, is dedicated to ensuring the rights of crime victims and their families by providing services to aid in their recovery from the emotional, psychological, social, and economic impact of crime as they reclaim their sense of safety, well-being, and dignity. Whereas Alameda County DA's Office of Victim Crime Witness Assistance Division partners with survivors, community service providers, criminal justice professionals, and victim advocates to enhance a criminal justice system response that is accessible, culturally competent, and appropriate for all victims of crime. And whereas the DA's Victim Witness Assistance Division has been a leader in outreach and services to underserved populations and has been bridging the gap between law enforcement and the community, and has been building the community's trust in the criminal justice system. And whereas National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 19th to the 25th, 2026, provides an opportunity to acknowledge the energy, creativity, and commitment of advocates for victims' rights. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Livermore proclaims April 19th to the 25th, 2026, as Victims' Rights Week in the City of Livermore and reaffirms the commitment to respect and enforce victims' rights. And we have Natalie Hernandez, I believe the senior advocate is here.
Good evening, Mayor, Council members, city staff, and members of the public. My name is Natalie Hernandez, and I serve as a senior victim advocate with the Alameda County District Attorney's Office Victim Witness Assistance Division. I'm honored to be here this evening on behalf of District Attorney Ursula Jones Dixon, who has served as Alameda County's District Attorney since her appointment by the Board of Supervisors on February 18th, 2025, to accept this proclamation recognizing National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Our victim witness advocates work closely with crime victims and their families as they move through the legal process. We help survivors understand their rights, keep them updated on their cases, prepare for court, and provide support during some of the hardest moments they may ever face, including while testifying. Our advocates also help survivors complete and submit California Victim Compensation Board or CalVCB applications so they can access important support for counseling, medical expenses, lost wages, relocation, and other crime-related needs. In 2025, our office helped survivors secure more than $2 million in CalVCB support. Behind every CalVCB application is a person or family seeking stability, healing, and a path forward. This is why the work of our victim witness advocates matters so deeply, alongside the care and support offered through the Family Justice Center and the Trauma Recovery Center. Together, these resources help survivors find support, begin healing, and move forward without having to face the aftermath of crime alone. National Crime Victims' Rights Week is an opportunity to recognize the resilience of survivors and to reaffirm our shared commitment to standing with them every step of the way. This proclamation is a meaningful reminder of our shared commitments to survivors. It also reflects District Attorney Jones Dixon's belief that victims and witnesses of crime deserve to be heard, supported, and treated with dignity, compassion, and respect. Thank you for standing alongside District Attorney Jones Dixon, survivor of crime, and their families, and for recognizing the importance National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we're moving into the open forum. City Clerk will please tell people how they can participate.
To provide comment, please fill out and turn in a speaker card found at the entrance of the council chamber. Speakers will be announced in the order received. Once public comment opens, each participant's name will be announced and their 3 minutes will begin once at the lectern. Please note, a speaker is not required to answer any questions from the City Council, and the City Council is not required to answer questions from the public. However, the mayor has the discretion to ask staff to address the speaker's comments when a council member believes it is relevant to a particular business item. The mayor will announce the conclusion of the public comment period after comments have been voiced into the record. Mayor, we have 2 speakers for open forum.
Okay.
Excuse me, we have 3 speakers for open forum.
We're here for.
Our first speaker is Joe Lee.
So this is continued effort to encourage City of Livermore to adopt more free software in its workflow to replace proprietary software. So my objective is with the objective of high public visibility and low impact on city workers while offering benefits to the public. I propose as a pilot program the installation of GNU/Linux on a fraction of the computers at the Livermore Public Library. This pilot program would come at no cost to the city. The operating system would be installed on 6 of the 30 computers available to the public at the Civic Center branch of the Livermore Public Library. As a volunteer, I would provide support and training to the library and city staff. I would also make myself available to support and train library patrons. My vacation hours at work are reaching my cap, so I need to take vacation anyway. The full GNU/Linux installation takes less than 15 minutes on a typical computer with an 8th gen Intel CPU, which is what I found at the library, and a solid state storage device. I've already reproduced the functionality and appearance of the library computers on one of my own computers, and it is ready to be deployed. Installing it on 6 computers would take me about an hour and a half. Once installed, I propose allowing the pilot program on these 6 computers to continue for a full year with periodic voluntary reviews of the GNU/Linux systems in comparison to the Windows systems. If this were to go beyond a pilot, the cost of implementation and ongoing operational maintenance costs would be no more than the cost of maintaining the systems now. And I say this because I intend to make myself available as an unpaid volunteer at 0 cost to the city to train anyone who wishes to learn. In my experience, GNU/Linux is quicker and simpler to deploy than Windows. Once at least one person on the IT staff at City has learned, they will be able to lead and teach others with relative ease compared to Windows. If this gets extended to all computers in the city, I hope the potential cost post-pilot and financial benefits to the city include the elimination of the perpetual renewal of subscription fees for Microsoft Office 365, for example. And I regret that I hadn't started this 5 years ago. Otherwise, we could have saved the city $1.5 million this year. Operational benefits include the elimination of data leak through Microsoft's Copilot disservice. LibreOffice does not force, quote, AI, unquote, onto users. There will also be additional security benefits due to the continuous scrutiny which code receives from users with a vested interest in keeping the program secure for themselves. Free software tends to be a lot more secure than proprietary software. The users, the users with vested interest include a bunch of governments: Denmark, northernmost state of Germany, Schleswig-Holstein, and just recently France. So that last week.
Our next speaker is David McGuigan.
The unfortunate truth that people of Livermore are going to have to come to grips with is that you, Johnny the Rapist Marchand, have sat there in your official capacity as mayor and deliberately lied to cover up crimes committed by the Livermore police. You sat there and loudly proclaimed that Livermore has an exemplary police force, fully aware that you participated in the cover-up of rape committed by a Livermore police officer. Tell us, Johnny the Rapist Marchand, how many other exemplary police departments do you know that go around raping citizens when they've sworn to protect? And knowing that police departments are just like small towns where everybody knows everything about everybody else, how corrupt does a police department have to become to welcome rapists wearing badges and guns? No, Johnny the Rapist Marchand, the only thing exemplary about the Livermore police is just how much of a bad example they are. The thing is, Johnny the Rapist Marchand, when you were told you had a rapist police officer who was arrested for sexually exploiting a teenage girl, you could have done the right thing. You could have asked, why was this man still in uniform? Who's responsible? And why are they still in uniform? But you instead thought it might look bad for Livermore police if people knew the Livermore police were harboring rapists and directed Mr. Kala, your attorney at the time, to cover it up because that's the kind of guy you are. Now let's be really clear about something, Johnny, the Rapist Marchand. The fact that the Livermore police willfully harbors rapists in its rank doesn't look bad. It is bad. And since you promoted Captain Rapist Groomer to be police chief, there's no reason for the people to expect anything to change, which is all the more reason that you, Johnny the Rapist Marchand, deserve to be personally held accountable. Of course, now that you are getting political heat for your willful choice to cover up rape, you fired Mr. Calla for doing what you asked, because that's the kind of guy that you are. Now, I have no doubt when I'm finished speaking, you will use your bully pulpit to try to disparage me. But people are going to eventually realize two things. First, nothing I've said tonight has anything to do with me. So your choosing to disparage me will be seen as eventually seen for the distraction that it is. Then people will realize that while you have used every large caliber ammunition you can get your hands on to shoot the messenger, you have not disputed the message because you cannot dispute the message because it's true. And when people come to realize, and they will, that you would literally use the power of the mayor's office to help a rapist Livermore police officer escape justice, then everybody will be calling you Johnny the Rapist Marchand. Other than maybe some who opt for the more concise Johnny Rape. It's just kind of sickening to see you honor crime victims when you've helped your police rape your citizens.
It's interesting, Mr. McGuigan. I've finally figured out your pattern. Your son-in-law keeps wanting to be appointed by this council to various appointments in the city. And when those appointments are up, you disappear. And then all of a sudden, when that window goes away, that's when you come back. So this is about getting your son-in-law appointed to a city position. Next speaker, please. No, thank you very much. You've had your time. You've had your time.
Johnny.
You're gone. You're gone. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Connie Cox.
That's a tough act to follow.
I'm okay. You're okay, right? Okay, this is a whole new thing. I'm asking for a little guidance, a little help. In January of this year, January 6th, I sent a letter to my president, my governor, and my congressman. And it was my letters, of course, are, you know, what I've been promoting since 2004. My little way that I have proposed to offset costs, and it involves some intellectual property that I'm kind of hoping to license. And I did get a letter back from our president. I didn't get a letter back from our governor, and I'm not sure what's going to happen due to our congressman having some trouble right now. So, I'm not sure if you have any direction on, you know, who's taking over our Congress. I know Ro Khanna is kind of a neighboring congressman, and my want is to, you know, present to Congress this idea. And so if you have any direction or guidance, I would really appreciate it. And then my other thought is our first speaker, Joe Lee. I don't know a lot about computers, but I know, like, when I was trying to do this, my proposals in 2000, I think it was 2009. My computer got hacked the same time that Washington DC's computers got hacked. And it's weird because Silicon Valley has big names and they have big powers that I don't really have. And I think that if you do consider the computer programs that Jolie is presenting, that maybe people like me could have a little bit more level of a playing field when it comes to things that can happen online and over the computer. And I don't know, my suggestion is I'm going to forward my letter to Ro Khanna, but my thinking is that because I'm not a constituent of his, I'll get that to bounce back. So I'm asking maybe for you to heads up him. I know you've seen my proposals. And if you could heads him up that I'm really interested in being taken seriously with this. And I hope you will really consider Jolie's proposals. I hear him on TV talking about ways to make the playing field a little bit more level. And I don't know a lot about security, but think about it and have a great night.
Thank you. Is that all I speak?
That concludes public comment, open forum.
Okay, thank you very much. I will close the open forum and bring it back to the council on consent calendar. Do we have any items that any member of the council wishes to pull for comment? Do we have any public comment on consent calendar?
Yes, we have two speakers for,
Yes. Six point two and 6.4. Okay. And we have two speakers on.
we have
consent?
two speakers, one speaker on item 6.2 and one speaker on item 6.6.
Okay, very good. Let's we will have let's go ahead and we'll take the comments. I'll open the public forum on the 6.2 and 4.
We're pulling items 6.2
No,
and 6.
we'll go ahead and take those two items.
Two items first. Okay.
So that's the Airport Innovation Center. And
Our first speaker is Carol Silva for item 6.2.
And Mayor. This is a letter that Donna Caban wrote, and I also second it. So I'm going to read her letter in the places where she's got I. I'll just put Donna and me or Donna and I. Donna and I urge you to postpone funding the designs for an airport innovation center at LVK. Staff supports an agreement transferring over $800K from airport operating funds to renovate an existing airport building into an innovation hub. Some of the remodeling could include public plumbing upgrades, roof repairs, etc. While these improvements may provide additional safety measures for those who use the airport, safety for the community beyond airport buildings are important. The City Council could and should support greater airport safety by directing the fixed base operator, Peter Sandu, to offer GAMI 100 UL for piston engine aircraft. Offering unleaded fuel such as GAMI 100 UL will reduce air pollution during takeoff runways from piston engine aircraft, which make up 70% of the aircraft housed at LVK. Offering GAMI 100 UL could also improve the health of airport employees. Furthermore, the majority of funds requested, $622K, will be used to develop designs for the Airport Innovation Center project. The request for funding designs at this time is problematic. Before spending over $600K on designs for future airport centers, would it be wiser to wait until the additional PFAS testing required by the Water Board is finished? Let's work to upgrade the safety of the airport for its users and the community by starting with the addition of GAMI UL 100 for piston engine aircraft. Let's pause spending money for designs on future airport innovation centers until the Water Board PFAS testing is completed. I ask you to table funding for the Airport Innovation Center designs at this juncture. Thank you.
Next speaker. 6.4.
Our next speaker will be for item 6.6,
Oh, 6.6.
Alan Marling.
Mayor and Council, I believe that 6.6 is concerning emergency supplies and winter shelter for the homeless. Not only do we have a moral imperative to help those less fortunate than ourselves, but doing so creates a better and safer community for all. I am happy to see money spent helping the homeless, much more so than spending money on surveilling and persecuting them. In other cities where I've lived, tens of thousands of dollars was wasted pushing around the homeless, breaking up encampments, and attempting to sweep them out of sight and further into the margins of society, making their lives less secure and less comfortable, which is cruel and also foolish. Other speakers in the past have commented that Livermore previously has taken away tents and other shelters from the homeless. That indicates a failure of policy. The more desperate you make people, the more likely they are going to resort to crime. Instead of housing the homeless in jails, it is cheaper and more humane to give them a warm meal and a few nights in a hotel. Rather than forcing people into positions where they see no good alternatives, better to treat them with dignity. Livermore is one community, and should we wrongly try to deny the existence of those who have fallen on hard times, the harder it will become for all. Thank you.
We have no other
Okay,
public
we
comment
Going to
speakers.
close the public comment period on this. And now, Councilmember Barrientos, you wanted to talk about 6.2 and 6.4? Okay, one of the points that that I'm excited about with the Airport Innovation Center is that as that is developed, we can actually achieve the very things that we heard talked about tonight. Quiet electric vehicles, the eVTOLs, the electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which are ultimately quiet and don't use fuel, gasoline. So I think that as we move ahead with the Innovation Center, we'll actually achieve the very things that the speaker wanted tonight.
Well, that's one.
Yeah, thank you. I'd be happy
Mr. Cardwell, would you like to speak to that?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I'm Brandon Cardwell, your Director of Innovation and Economic Development. You're exactly right, Mayor. The Innovation Center is proposed in an approximately 18,000 square foot existing city-owned building. So it'll be a tenant improvement project as opposed to a ground-up development project. So it's an existing building that is, I think, roughly 50 years old. And the intent here with the item tonight is to fund the design components. So we'll be able to move forward with the renovation of that project. And ultimately, what we want to have in this facility is a research and development space for emerging companies in spaces like advanced air mobility, as you described, Mayor, focused on cleaner aviation, potentially cleaner synthetic fuels, but also advanced manufacturing, fusion energy, and the supply chain. All the areas where Livermore has some existing advantages because of the presence of the two national labs and the long history of the innovation economy here. So this is, as you may recall, one part of the four-part airport development strategy that the council saw after we completed that project. And so along with the other three components around hangars, the public safety complex, and eVTOL, AAM, advanced air mobility components, this is one of the projects that we are pursuing.
Very good.
Happy to answer any specific questions about that or provide any additional context.
And 6.4.
Yeah.
You had some comments on 6.4?
So the public understand what's going on with these two things.
Oh, okay. I do have a comment on 6.4, and that would be that's there's landscaping that's proposed for that as well. And we have, as a city, adopted the Monarch Pledge. So I just want to ensure that as that landscaping is going in for the Atlantis Center, that they would include pollinators for things like the monarch butterfly.
Thank you, Mayor. Paul Spence, your Assistant City Manager. And yes, we have requirements, landscape requirements for that project, consistent with the council's direction, requiring that they include pollinators, some of which would benefit the monarch butterfly.
Okay.
And if you'd like, I can provide a short summary of that item.
If you wish. Okay, I think Councilmember very interested like that.
So this is for a final map and a subdivision improvement agreement for a portion of the Oaks Business Park at the southern end next to Atlantis Court. It's for the development of 2 industrial buildings within that business park, consistent with the other types of businesses that are there. The project will allow for public improvements as part of the subdivision improvement agreement, including public sidewalks, sewer, water, storm drain facilities. And some of those are deferred until the project is complete and then will be accepted at a later date. And that is our standard practice. This is a relatively straightforward final map and subdivision improvement agreement.
Okay. Very good. Any further questions, Councilmember? Okay. Councilmember Dunbar.
Mr. Cardwell, could you come back, please?
Sorry.
Just to confirm that that building that's there next to the airport that we're discussing is currently leased out or was previously leased out to local businesses or other folks. Is that correct?
That's correct. It was. Yes. Yeah. The building is vacant now.
And so even potentially without, maybe there are pieces of the Innovation Center that are not fully fleshed out yet, but the improvements that we're making to this would be required even if we wanted to lease it back out again.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, the building was actually in quite a state of disrepair and in need of a number of improvements, which will all occur as part of the renovation project.
Thank you. And then beyond that, we continue to work on the PFAS issue with the water boards. We have followed up with them regularly.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
One question I have on 6.9 with the military, what is called military equipment. We had the public meeting on that recently. Do you happen to know how many people showed up for that?
Mr. Mayor, we will have our police department respond to your questions, but this particular question, one person showed up at a public meeting.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I think that it's remarkable that, well, it's not remarkable. I think it's goes without saying that we use this very carefully, very judiciously. It's called military equipment, so it sounds really scary. But I personally want our police department to have all the equipment that they need when they need it, and it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So I certainly appreciate that. The fact that there have been no complaints over the use of this equipment. And I wanted to highlight one thing that's in the policies. The equipment policy 709 will safeguard the public's welfare, safety, civil rights, and civil liberties. That's what we use this for. So again, is my absolute 100% support to continue to use this equipment to protect the residents here in Livermore. So thank you very much for the judicious use of that equipment. Any further comments? I'll entertain a motion.
I just wanted to highlight in 6.6 the staff report that speaks to over the past 3 winter seasons, this shelter relief program has provided 1,227 overnight hotel stays, 60 participants gained permanent housing, 10 secured housing vouchers, and all 170 restored vital documents and were document ready for housing. That is an incredible accomplishment, and 3 more years of it is going to be great for our community.
And greatly needed.
Yes.
And we're stepping up to do it. Thank you. There are no more comments. I'll entertain a motion for the consent calendar.
I'll move approval of the consent.
Councilmember Dunbar makes the motion, seconded by Councilmember Barrientos. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passed unanimously. Thank you very much. There's no public hearings tonight. So we go right into matters for consideration. 8.1. This is to introduce an ordinance and waive the first reading, amending the compensation limits for the mayor and city council members.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, this is your City Manager, Mariana Birch. Item 8.1 is going to be presented by Deputy City Manager Stephanie Egidio. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and City Council. I'm Stephanie Egidio, Deputy City Manager. I'll be presenting item 8.1 regarding City Council compensation. This item is to consider an ordinance amendment consistent with Measure W. In 2014, Livermore voters approved Measure W, which established local limits on council compensation. These limits are more restrictive than state law. Measure W only allows one adjustment per election cycle and does not allow multi-year increases. The most recent adjustment occurred in October 2024 and took effect in December 2024. Staff evaluated allowable increase using the Consumer Price Index. CPI increased by approximately 5.2% since the last adjustment. However, Measure W caps any increase at 5%, so that is the maximum allowable. If approved, the increase would take effect this December after newly elected council is sworn in. An ordinance amendment is required to implement this adjustment. This slide shows current compensation, the state law maximum, and the proposed adjustment. Currently, council members receive $1,123.50 per month, and the mayor receives $1,564.50. With a 5% increase, council members would receive $1,179.68, and the mayor $1,642.73. For context, state law would allow compensation of approximately $1,900 per month plus CPI adjustments. Even with this increase, Livermore remains well below the state maximum. Staff recommends the City Council introduce the ordinance and waive the first reading. The ordinance would amend Municipal Code Section 2.04.030. This action ensures the compensation adjustment is consistent with Measure W. Thank you, and staff is available for any questions.
Great. Thank you very much. Any questions for the staff? Do we have any speakers?
Yes, Mayor, we have one speaker, Alan Marling.
Mayor and council members, obviously we need some manner of limit, as it wouldn't do for elected officials to give themselves all the money. But neither should the value be so low that only the rich can afford to run for office. My understanding is that having a reasonable stipend can promote diversity in leadership, and it seems like Measure W is a real pain in the ass. Thank you.
Any of the speakers?
No additional speakers.
Okay, and I'm going to close the public comment period. Bring it back to the council. For comparison, I think that none of us are up here for the money. Good heavens, we love this community, and that's why we're here. As a comparison, the mayor of Hayward, my city, the city I used to live in, their mayor makes $67,000 a year. Their council members make $42,000 a year. Again, as a comparison, Oakland, their mayor is $227,000 a year, and their council members make $108,000. So we're here because we love this community, and that's why we serve. So thank you for all of your service, and that recognizing that this is why we do what we do. Any comments on 8.1? Yes, Councilmember Dunbar.
Yeah, as noted by staff, the increase is actually lower than the CPI was over the last 2 years. And that can be a little bit frustrating because we want to reduce the barriers for people who, as Mr. Marling said, are not rich and need a little bit, maybe even just this stipend to have childcare while they're maybe up on this dais can go a long way. So I'm thankful for the many people over the years who have come to this service for the small amount of pay that it provides. Nobody does it for the pay.
Right.
And this is for the next leader in front of us that comes in that needs that little bit to make childcare or do the small things that they can't keep up with.
And just to point out again that we are not voting on a raise for ourselves. This is for the incoming council. Now, some of us, we may still be here, but this, we're not, we can't vote on the raise for ourselves. This is for the next council to be seated. And this, we put this in the hands of the voters. So this is not something that we can change here because we put this this into the hands of the voters so that they could decide. So with that, if there's any further comment or if there's no further comment, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval.
Motion made by Councilmember Dunbar, seconded by Councilmember Branning. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passed unanimously. Thank you very much. With that, we have matters initiated and council reports. Councilmember Dunbar.
I'll just highlight that I had a fabulous time interviewing subcommittee candidates with Vice Mayor Mong to come back in the near future, but we spent more than an hour talking about which ones to appoint in the end, and very thankful for the remarkable people that come and volunteer to spend their time for our community.
Councilmember Branning.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a busy couple of weeks, a lot of really great events. One I would like to highlight is on Saturday, I was at Sunflower Hill for their spring planting, joined by Mayor Marchand and Senator Wahab. It was a great event, a lot of fun, meeting with the staff and just really supporting an amazing program. If you have not been out to Hageman Ranch to see the Sunflower Hill program there, please take the time, go out. If that's a program you would like to support, I'm also going to be serving on Tuesday, tomorrow. I'm going to be serving at Sidetrack for a fundraiser they're doing there. So if you would like to support Sunflower Hill, that's an opportunity for you. All right, thank you.
Councilmember Barrientos.
I've been out of the country for the last 2 weeks, so
Oh.
while I reported jet lag.
Vice Mayor.
I just want to highlight a couple of events quickly. One is the Innovation Tri-Valley Leadership Group's Energy Unleashed conference, which was fantastic. And Brandon Cardwell was a big part of that. And Mayor Marchand spoke and Councilmember Dunbar was on the panel. It was just really great. I loved seeing all of my colleagues up there and learned a lot. And then also one of the best, most heartwarming events every year is the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department Academy graduation and badge pinning and the service awards is so great. And it's so great to see everyone's families up there. And our new fire chief also was recognized. And so it was a great event.
Again, I also attended a Women in Business Symposium that was put on by the Chamber. Again, very excited to see what the businesses are doing in our community. Also, as was mentioned, Energy Unleashed. What an exciting program. We had experts in the field, people from Inertia, people from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Again, Mr. Cardwell was one of the moderators for a fascinating discussion with one of the founders of Inertia. And again, as Mr. Branning pointed out, the celebration and work day out at Sunflower Hill, I met my adopted chicken. My adopted chicken is named Annie Yoakley. So I had a chance to meet with her. And the grounds are absolutely beautiful. There were have been significant contributions by the city, and it's of course being maintained by the Livermore Heritage Guild. But I received this from the people that work there. Thank you to the city of Livermore, and they drew sunflowers on the posters. So thanks to all of the work that people of all abilities do at that facility. Thank you for the support from the community. Thank you to Sunflower Hill. And with that, there being no further business coming before the council, meeting is adjourned. Isn't that great?